Alright, response video to the Anekantavad video, which I didn't think was at all productive. Just strange is all I don't know what to say, right? Oh, he's articulate and charismatic and intelligent, but somehow he's wrong. Oh, okay. Somehow. I mean, we don't get the detail. And the wrongness has something to do with this guilt word, which I'm just not going to keep revisiting. I mean, I've said all I can say on the subject. I have no interest in anybody feeling any stupid emotion, alright? So if you can't think about what I'm saying without emoting all over it, then don't bother listening. Yeah, I'm just not interested in you emotionalizing philosophy. Yeah, don't do that. It's not a good idea. It's a bad idea. And again, but this whole idea that I can somehow impose a fake guilt on people, like you're all little dumb Simbas, and I'm going to make you think that you killed Mufasa, you killed Mufasa, and I'm going to drive you into the desert with your guilt. No, that's not going to happen. I mean, I have more respect for you than this guy does, right? He thinks I'm controlling you and manipulating you with a fake guilt. Yeah, no, it's not happening. Anyway, so there are interesting little pieces of crap in here. So we had this whole discussion about nihilism in here, which was sort of interesting. And, you know, he's the same old dig. Oh, Nietzsche wasn't a nihilist. Well, he was in the sense that he gave up on everything rational and decided, oh, I'll just ask the DNA. The DNA will tell me what my mission is. So, yeah, he reverted to being a monkey. Okay, that's all. And so, yes, you've reverted to being monkeys and saying, I don't have to think. I don't have to be a philosopher. I'll talk like I'm a philosopher. But the philosophy will be your monkey. There. That's the philosophy. Just be a monkey. And so it's very much like Jesus. So again, we're doing this religious thing. So yeah, I'll smear you, with Jesus juice. The jizz of Jesus. I'll smear some of that on you. Because, yeah, it's the same kind of dopey philosophy. Let's not solve any problems. Let's not fix anything. No, let's just run back to the woods and eat berries and pretend we don't know the whole thing is stupid and it's insane and it's just a bunch of, cannibalism. It's just a bunch of consumption, reproduction, addiction that just leads to a bunch of cannibalism. We just eat each other up for our ego gratification. Always going to use like a metaphor, like what if, we were still in ancient times and we had a wonderful spectacle where we fed the disabled and the broken and the lepers and all the other blights of society, and we just fed them to the lions, and we all sat in the arena and rooted for, let's see if that crippled guy how long he lasts. Let's bet on who will last the longest, and just entertained ourselves at the spectacle. I mean, really, there's no reason for somebody to just stand up and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, life sucks, but we suck. I mean, this is not a proper reaction to suck, okay? It's to pretend the suck doesn't exist. And to sit there and feed on it. I mean, it's just totally infantile, so immature. You really have to have a small brain to enjoy a dogfight, don't you? I mean, that's kind of an evidence of small-brainedness, is being able to enjoy or feed on that kind of slop, to eat that kind of maggot-infested crap. This is all all he's really doing is saying, monkeys don't feel guilt. So let's be monkeys. Monkeys don't get depressed, which again he says is guilt. He says exactly that. He says exactly that. So anyway, I'll just read random little bits. A nihilist view. That's interesting, as I see nihilism, as closest thing I have to an opposing point of view. So he's quite certain that this anti-purpose argument, this idea that there isn't some fundamental mission statement, that's the opposition. He's saying there is a fundamental mission statement. And like Nietzsche, you see, but then again, everyone went around calling Nietzsche a nihilist. That's right, he was nihilist on everything rational. Anything sensible, he said, didn't exist. And so he just said, let's all be insensible, dumb monkeys. Yeah, the dumb monkeys have hierarchies. Let's just have the hierarchy. Let's just make the uber monkey, you know, and let's have a big fight to do it. Let's kill the shit out of each other to prove who's the best kill the shitter. Just so stupid. Anyway, when he felt nihilism was pretty much the exact opposite of what he talked about. So I'm in good company. Well, again, it's exactly what he's talking about in the sense that it's nihilistic of everything rational. All the rational options he disposed of. He found the flaw in, you know, the absence of free will, the absence of, you know, end game strategies. It's just redundant, and he just acquiesced. That's all he did. He said it's retarded. The universe is retarded, therefore I will be retarded, and then I'll fit in. And if that isn't, all right, it's not. Maybe it's not nihilism, but it's a cop out. You know, it's pussy shit. It's fucking certainly anti-intellectual. It's the exact opposite of intelligence, is to say, simplify your mind. Turn yourself into an imbecile so you can play imbecile. Right? The game is imbecile. That's the game. The game is called imbecile. And the only way you can play it is to be an imbecile. And so, you know, to sit there and say, I'm willing to become an imbecile, to play imbecile, for no reason except to play something, because I don't wish to play no game. That's unacceptable. I can't not play. So all you're saying is because the only game they gave you is sword fighting. I mean, all the game options all involve swords and blood and guts, and so you're just saying, okay, well, I'm playing something. So just cop out. And like I said, it's cop out in the sense that you're just flushing intellect down the toilet. Let's see. What's my philosophy? I don't have one. I believe that philosophies are not the same thing as philosophy, which is, what does that even mean? Isn't the idea to describe reality, and in the description of reality, you also describe function. I mean, there's no real way to avoid that, is there? I mean, isn't that really what this philosophy is? You detail the origins, the mechanisms, how things work, and one of the things you describe is how we work, and how we are involved in the gameplay. What's our role? And you're just saying, again, we could have the role of being owners of the game, because we have the power now, we have the intelligence, we have the perspective to control the game. And you're just saying, but wait a minute, there's no way we can exercise control responsibly without annihilating the game, because obviously the universe is retarded and we're not. The universe is imbecile and we're not. So if we retain our intelligence, we can't be overlords of the game, because there won't be a game then, because we'll find that it's imbecile. And so you're just saying, let's be monkeys. Again, this guy is he's pointing at his brain. His brain is the enemy. Thinking is the enemy. Do not use the brain device to think. Use only the brain device to scheme. Yeah, feel your desire, act on your desire. Do nothing else. Be the monkey. That's all. Being the cockroach, whatever you want to analogize. I mean, monkey is giving us way too much dignity, right? Because, you know, especially modern man, he is just much more of a cockroach. And he doesn't live in any checks and balance world. He doesn't want the real deal. The real deal is you fall out of the tree of polio. The real deal is huge carnage, most of your kids dying. That's the real deal. But he wouldn't accept that. So he certainly wants to moderate the game. So he wants to take every advantage of the game and none of the responsibilities. So he wants to ride on the bus, but he doesn't want to pay for the gas, doesn't want to pay for the tires, doesn't want to pay for the road, Doesn't want to pay insurance for the people that get run over. No, he just wants the free ride. And he'll just keep whining about, oh, it's guilt, guilt. You're telling me I have to pay for something? I have to pay for the gas? No, that's imposing guilt. No, it's imposing responsibility. Gee, really is terrible. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, here's a good one. Depression is a manifestation of things that is almost certainly unique to each individual. Oh, bummer. Well, I'll have to come back to this. Alright, wherever I was. So we'll just pick this up. Okay, unique to individuals, but they may simply be a function of the uniqueness of each individual's experience and the fact that the mind is a difficult thing to talk about. Yeah, well, we're not really talking about the mind. We're talking about, you say you're depressed. Like I said, there's usually reasons why you're depressed. I've asked you to articulate those. You said you really had a severe depression. Well, why don't you just articulate these reasons? Because there had to be something on your mind. I mean, micro penis, some kind of reason. But whatever. But guilt is also most multifaceted thing. Take this little formula. 1. Life sucks. 2. We can imagine life not sucking. Yeah, but usually only in some sort of, stupid way. Right? I mean, you can't say life sucks. You say, my life sucks. That's usually the way it works, right? And then you can imagine your life not sucking. But this is the bigger philosophical issue. So when you come to the conclusion that life sucks, like Nietzsche or somebody else, you say life is stupid. It really is stupid. It's not going anywhere. It's not functioning well. And then you just sit there and say, well, the birds don't have Empire State Buildings. And then you do the same kind of silly thing and just say, let's all be birds. And you just ignore the fact that most of the birds die in the first week of their life. Yeah. Life will always suck. Okay, so yeah, we can imagine life not sucking. Life will always suck. So I can't even make anything out of this. It's so incoherent, right? I mean, this is just incoherent. There's a huge dose of guilt in there, in my opinion, but it's hidden and implied, not immediately apparent. Well, then why don't you explore it for me? Why don't you explain the hiddenness of it and show us the horns or whatever you're seeing, little horns of guilt, or the little... You're seeing something indicating that you can see the guilt and we somehow can't see the guilt. Because yeah, I don't see any guilt in the fact that life is retarded. Okay, I don't have any guilt whatsoever for the fact that the world is a fucking mess. Because of the basic function, which is stupid. It's a replicating molecule. I don't feel any guilt about that. Actually, I feel anger. I don't feel guilt. Okay, I'm angry that something so obviously broken keeps being, people keep trying to remanufacture it into something. You keep trying to turn the fucking blender into a babysitter. And it's just idiotic. You can't do it. It's not going to work. Quit trying. So anyway, I don't know if we need to do more of the nihilist stuff. So anyway, just the typical rags. I'm not much interested in that angle of things. I'm sure he has his reasons for thinking the way he does. Interesting. Yeah, and I've articulated the reasons. I've explained the reasons. Alright, I spent my life not buying what other people were saying, so I went into the world, and I went into nature, and I went out there and experienced it for myself, and then I verified my initial impression was, holy fuck, I'm in a madhouse. Yeah, it's insane, it's stupid, it's pointless, it's idiotic. It doesn't make any sense. That's why people lie about it. That's why they were telling me lies. They were telling me lies about gods and mysterious purposes and wills that will be done and all this crap. They were telling me those lies is because the truth sucked. Period. Not complicated. So here, this asshole. Of course, we human beings are like ostriches laying eggs in shit. Well, what exactly is wrong with that analogy? Huh? What? You're on the brink of complete environmental disaster and financial crisis. I mean, if one doesn't get you, the other is going to sink you. Okay, and we're talking about, millions, maybe even billions of people being totally fucked by something like that happening. And you assholes are just la 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 la. Everything's just fine. Fucking A. I remember watching him in chat rooms. He seems to enjoy screaming at people. No, I don't enjoy it at all. Okay? I mean, the fact that you people can't stay on subject, can't do anything right, is, this right here. You're paying attention to whether or not I scream at people. And this is what you think the subject is. And I'm supposed to, like I said, you're on the brink of environmental disaster and economic disaster, and you're talking about somebody's hat. I mean, you're not even close to being on the subject, retard. And somebody should scream at you for that. Okay. Let's see. As I said, I would sum it all up with that one word, guilt. Again, so I can't do anything more on that subject. I think it's just a straw man, and it's now just a slander, pretty much. I mean, I can't distance myself any further from the concept of guilt. I have no association to it, no regard for it, no anything for it whatsoever. I think it's an idiotic and stupid emotion, and you don't need to feel guilty. All you need to do is recognize duty and do it. Responsibility. You want to say I impose responsibility? Well, fine. But saying I impose guilt, I think it's just absolute bullshit. The odd thing is, this realization doesn't make me want to howl at the moon, join the SS, or start lone fallen women through whatever, Whitechapel's fog after dark. I don't know. I'd be more inclined to think that people who can't handle what they are more likely to become unbalanced by it. Can't handle what they are. So again, he's just basically saying, you're a monkey. Don't do this brain thing. This brain thing is a fake. Okay, that's not real. The brain is, that's it. Nah. Don't pretend we never learned anything. Pretend we didn't spend the last 10,000 years dissecting reality. And just be your monkey. Revolting against one's nature, see, there it is, and deciding one is polluted is what makes us actually do the bad stuff. Isn't that's even funny and ironic, right? So he's basically saying something like somehow people are good by nature, which we know is just absolute bullshit. They're selfish by nature. We see what they do to the commons when they have a chance. When they have a chance to take more than they should, or is reasonable, they'll take more than they should, and it's reasonable. We'll see the people who have a little tiny plot of land, and they'll have 59 children, and they'll say, yeah, well, my kids are not going to inherit enough land to be able to feed themselves. It's not my problem. I did it, but it's not my problem. Yeah. So don't. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's the good. It's the people thinking about the fact that life is broken and being a little distressed over it. They're the ones causing all the problems. Fuck. Being able to put together has taken to be a blessing, but that is a matter that's simply based upon cosmology that HPL proceeded to build. HPL's work positively oozes guilt. Okay, well again, that's not me, so that's Lovecraft or something. But which should be, and blasphemous tones and beliefs and, well, whatever. This doesn't have anything to do with me, so fuck this bullshit. Ligotti and Zapfel and whoever the fuck else you want to fucking quote. You don't quote me, but you'll quote them, which is really irritating. Alright, so a couple of people said silly stuff. This was a thing of beauty, total annihilation. So let's be clear. I was called charismatic, articulate, intelligent, and there wasn't a single description of an actual wrongness. And this idiot, Mike Dobbs, says I was annihilated. Yeah, I don't think so. You could even go into, I mean, I could just take, Anekantavad's responses and just, I think he has given massive guilt, both inflicted and suffered, a very articulate voice. Well, gee, that's not exactly a horrific annihilation of my character, is it, asshole? No, it isn't. Anyway, that was a brilliant, insightful, very well phrased analysis of efilist. So The analysis was, again, to basically pile on. The last statement the guy makes is something like, guilt again. Again, like I've made on all the videos I'm going to make on the subject. It's just, I can't, there's nothing else I can say, all right? I mean, it's just a complete straw man argument. There's nothing, I'm talking about the nature of existence. Show me where consumption, reproduction, cannibalism, and addiction has the word guilt in it somewhere. The concept of guilt. It's a description of the game we're playing. We're playing the game imbecile. I'm really pointing out you're playing the game imbecile. And you're saying now I'm riding you, deriding you, bashing you over the fucking head with guilt because I'm actually forcing you to acknowledge the game you're playing is called imbecile. Oh, shit. Anyway. The fascinating thing is that, yes, unbelievably, he accuses the cosmos. No, I accuse you, you skanky cunt, of being a lying, slandering, ignorant, stupid, fucking asshole. Yeah. Of not doing things right. Yeah, no, I've made it as clear as I can. I'm not having a conversation with the universe. That's right. I'm just describing the universe to people who are supposed to have a fucking brain. And you either can you refute the description, or you can resort to slanders. And we see what you've done. You can't refute it, so you resort to slander. Because you suck. All right. Not doing things right, of being unintelligent. Well, that's, I mean, really, you want to show me the intelligence built into the DNA molecule? Why don't you show me your treatise, your theory on how DNA molecules are intrinsically and fundamentally intelligent? Why don't you show that to me, fucker? I see this as a relic in him of his already discarded religious belief. I'm sorry, I don't have any religious beliefs. I never had any religious beliefs, so that's just a slander, another slander. I never for a moment in my life believed in a God. You're just a fucking liar. Some of us have called it the God complex. You're the one playing God, cunt. You're the one saying you have a right to create life, that you have a right to impose on it, to presume for it, to take risks for it. You're the one with the God complex, you stupid ignoramus. That's why you're playing ignoramus. It's because you're an ignoramus. He is intelligent and extremely articulate, but he lacks knowledge. So somehow you can be intelligent and extremely articulate without being knowledgeable. Oh, I didn't realize. So prove it, demonstrate it. Show me one piece of knowledge. Describe a piece of knowledge. Again, is thinking the universe is unintelligent evidence of my lack of knowledge? Because you have proof, you have evidence, you have some sort of rational argument you can make demonstrating the universe's intelligence. Please do so. He wants to know what makes people feel they have meaningful lives. No, sorry, wrong. I know why you think you have a meaningful life. It's because you have a your ego is as big as your fucking breasts. And a desire to have children. Look, your desire to have children is multifaceted, no doubt. It has to do with all kinds of emotional issues within you. Maybe you need unconditional love. Maybe you have to create something to love you because you can't earn it in the real world, right? You can't get anybody to look at you admiringly and glowingly in the real world. You have to actually create a servant, you know, to actually lick your skanky fucking cunt. Well, I'm not signing up for it. Yeah, and I'd just like you to explain where you acquired this authority to play God. Where did you get this God complex from? This notion in your head that you have a right to decide for another conscious being, that it's going to enjoy your company. Oh, that's right. You have the knowledge that you'll be able to program it into thinking so. Yeah, it's almost a guarantee. It's going to call me mommy, and it's going to love me whether I'm a jackass or not. No matter how big an imbecile I am, I can brainwash it to think I'm not one. That's the only game you're playing. You fucking slave owner. Ugh, disgusting. Can't wait for efilist's response. Prediction. Rather, spoiler alert. Anekantavad is an a-hole. He he. Oh, you're just so fucking clever. No, well, why don't you just point out what you're doing the guilt thing again? I mean, what you're gonna force somebody to make what 17, 18 videos explaining how he doesn't accept the concept of guilt. He doesn't want people to feel guilt. If they have any sense of guilt while listening to me, he's telling them to run away. Get away as quickly as you can. If you can't control some kind of guilt emotion I'm provoking in you, get away from the computer. Run away from this video. If you are sensing some sort of guilt complex, run away. Fuck, this is just so fucking idiotic. Oh, I love this stuff. What's DE's video about? Some asshole can't even watch a fucking text video. I mean, he can't even do that much. He wants other people to explain somebody else's video to him in the comments section of somebody else's video. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, how fucking retarded can you be? I just can't believe somebody would type this. I mean, could somebody please read the Origin of Species to me? Why don't you type that in the comments? Could somebody please copy and paste, whatever, the Lion King script? As I'm unfamiliar with the story, so I didn't get Gary's earlier reference. So yeah, so could somebody cut and paste the whole script in the comment section? Because I'm too lazy and ass to look anything up. Oh God, people. I mean, really, you're going to call this game there's no other game here but imbecile, and all you're saying, Mr. Little Talking Head, is be the imbecile. That's all you're saying. That's all Nietzsche was saying. Be the mega imbecile. Be king of imbecile. And I think that's just disgusting. It's disgusting. You're king of a carnage game. I mean, what the fuck? King of the fucking arena. The whatever they call that fucking hole in the ground where they, fed the lions. Why would I want to be king of that? Fuck you. You're stupid. People are idiotic. Some other asshole said something. Oh yeah, it's that snarky asshole from the tiny chat stickam thing. That stupid Australian troll who basically defines himself as a troll. And so he says, if Gary had a job like the rest of us. What is your job, asshole? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear your job. I mean, maybe I don't have to work 8 hours a day, but I actually have to think about what I do, because I actually have to troubleshoot problems and think and come up with the strategies and do all this kind of stuff. So I can't, unlike you, who probably has a job, but, testing anuses, before doctors stick their fingers in the anus, you stick your finger in to make sure there's no mouse traps in there. And so, yeah, it's like this brainless work. I mean, I could do that all day long without having to, use any of my neural capacity. So I could spend all kinds of time philosophizing while I was at work if I had a mundane, idiotic moron job like you. Anyway. No shit, this is a very important point. Oh, so says Fatty, of course. It must be a huge fatty gene. I mean, these guys are just so obvious. I mean, they're just this stupid, petty, hate bullshit. It's just so irritating. Ugh. Jesus. Not even close. Hey, look at that. Argue the argument. Huh. Coming from Mr. Stefan, who's usually sort of an asshole. Okay, can't beat him, can't join him. Apparently there's a third option after all. Yeah, be a monkey. So yeah. Yeah, frankly, I'd rather die in a philosophical death match than just acquiesce to being a monkey. So anyway, till next time and such. That's enough. I mean, there's nothing to respond to here. There's this vaguish, blah, blah, blah accusation of my inappropriateness, my wrongness. Just some sort of vague, he's wronging-ishnessing all over. Sorry, you gotta do a little better than that. Give me something to quote. Alright, give me a real accusation of what I have said that is wrong. Yeah. Incorrect. Yeah. Please, quote what I've said that's incorrect. Yeah, that means you, skanky cunt, wherever you do, whatever do in the morning.